I hate the Penguin. I hate him. I hate the way he walks. I hate the way he talks. I hate the way he looks, dresses. I hate him. I hate the Penguin. But the show, The Penguin, I freaking love. The show was excellent. I mean, man, this is one of the best shows I've seen in years. Of course, we got the finale for The Penguin last night, and I want to talk about it. I want to talk about the show as a whole, but I am going to be getting into spoilers. So if you haven't seen the finale or the show and you want to, don't watch this video. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Okay, so now that you've been warned, let's get into this. So the finale of The Penguin basically kind of reinforces this idea that we've been getting since the very beginning of the show. And it's that the Penguin is not a good person. The Penguin is an awful, awful human being, narcissistic, selfish, and evil on every level. It reinforces the idea that we never should have rooted for this guy at all during this show. Because in all of these 8 episodes that we've gotten, there's been some situation where Oz has been put in where he has to do something ridiculous, something crazy to get out of it and come out on top over the ops. Even if it means completely screwing over everybody around him. So the finale picks up right where the last episode left off. Obviously, Oz and his mom have been captured by Sophia Falcone. They're in that club that would go to when he was a kid. And of course, this was where Oz gets the revelation, or he finds out that his mom has always known what he did to his brothers when they were kids. And immediately Oz just acts like he doesn't know what they're talking about. And the entire time, he doesn't admit it. No matter, even when his mom is literally yelling at him like, I know what you did. You killed those boys. I love them. I could have shared the love with all of you. He kept acting like he didn't know what she was talking about. And also what makes it even crazier is the fact that Sophia was threatening to cut off Penguin's mom's pinky unless he admitted what he did, and Oz still wouldn't do it. He would rather have his mom's pinky cut off than admit the truth, admit what they already knew. It was insane. It was very tense and very dark stuff. And again, it just kind of tells you that something messed up was going to happen in this finale. His mom ends up suffering a stroke while seeing her 2 dead sons right before she kind of goes kaput. But before she passes out, she ends up stabbing Oz with a broken bottle. Oz ends up escaping and honestly isn't fazed by any of it at all. The only thing that he's thinking is he has to save his mom. He takes her to the hospital. He wants to make sure that she's okay. Once again, reminding us how much he cares about his mom, how much he cares about her approval, her love. It was genuinely riveting stuff because again, she just stabbed the guy. He just found out that she has always known what he did, and yet all he wants is still her love and approval. It's crazy. Oz is now in a closet where he's patching his wound up, and then Vic shows up. He's talking to Vic about how like, oh man, it's over. Like, yo, I can't do this. Something along those lines. And Vic, man, shout out to Vic. He gives the Penguin like this pep talk of like, yo, you can do this. You're the Penguin. You can bring people up. You can bring people together. Basically reinvigorating Penguin's confidence. Oz ends up going to City Hall where he meets Sebastian Haiti again and talks to him about cutting a deal, saying, hey, if you capture Sophia Falcone, put her back in Arkham, dude, you'll be seen as a hero. You know what I mean? You already turned on the lights in Crown Point. You do this too, everyone will love you. Again, it's the Penguin using his powers of manipulation and dialogue to get people to do what he wants. It's mesmerizing to watch. Also, real quick, I had to throw this in there. Colin Farrell is getting an Emmy for his performance as Penguin. I just don't see how he does it. I mean, it never fails to blow my mind that this man, Colin Farrell, is the Penguin. His physicality, his tone, his inflection, his dialect. I mean, it's just unbelievable. It's truly a mesmerizing acting performance, and my goodness, it's fantastic. I mean, I could say the same thing about Kristen Milioti too. I mean, first off, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I thought I could save her. I thought I could save her. Absolutely stunning individual, but my God, her performance is also mesmerizing. Give her the Emmy too. Anyways, Victor ends up finding a way to have Link turn on Zhao and the rest of their gang. And next thing you know, they've got all rifles on Sophia Falcone right before she thought she was going to leave Gotham for good. She thought that she was just going to handle Penguin, have him put him out of his misery and then leave. Nope, the tables have turned and now Penguin has everyone on his side again. He takes Sophia to Gotham River and then right before she thinks her life is about to end, instead there's this big flashing light from a helicopter, police cars everywhere. She's getting taken back to Arkham. So that's it. We've reached the point where Penguin has officially won. All the Falcones, all the Maronis are gone. Gotham's entire crime rig is right there for him, and now he is at the top of the food chain. So he's sitting on this bench with Vic. He's having a really nice conversation, and then he kills him. He kills Vic. To be completely honest with you, I'm so mad at Colin Farrell because he basically spoiled this happening. Like, he basically spoiled it. He said it in an interview, I don't remember where, but he said it at some point a couple of weeks ago, like, yeah, I'd be really surprised if anyone liked the Penguin after that finale. I'll tell you, I'd be really shocked if people actually liked the Penguin after the finale's over. Like, what else could that have meant? We all knew that it meant that Vic was gone, that he was going to turn on him at some point. I just didn't want to believe it, man. Vic deserved better. He was a good kid, and he could have lived if he had just left with his girlfriend when he had the chance. But no, he wanted to go back and save the Penguin. That butt face. For those of you asking why he kills Vic, it's basically along the lines of him saying that, you know, because he's gotten so close with Victor, because he cares about him so much, he considers that a weakness, and he can't really have that. It's typical Penguin stuff. It's typical Penguin backstabbing stuff. But I'll tell you something, man. It's a very disturbing and chilling scene. He's basically choking him out. And it's just the way that you hear Vic, like, you know, pleading him to stop. It hits you hard emotionally. It's an emotional gut punch because you recognize what Vic has gone through getting to this point, losing his family and having some kind of feeling that Oz is his new family, that he has become so close to Oz. He's gone through so much with Oz that he has become some kind of like father-like figure to him after losing his father, obviously. The simple and healthy life that he could have lived had he had just gone with his girlfriend when he had the chance. No, he ended up turning around, going back to Oz and saving him. He was a good kid with a good heart, and it didn't matter at the end of the day because for Penguin, nothing matters but him. The episode ends with him having that high ceiling, that big penthouse that he told his mom he would always get. Big view of the city. She's basically a vegetable, you know, just sitting there. She's still in that like coma state. He ends up going to the living room where his girlfriend is there dressed up as like his mom, talking to him like she's his mom. And Penguin's just saying like, aren't you proud of me? Like, I did it, mom, I did it. Once again, reiterating that he's always trying to prove a point to his mom, to everybody, really. And as the episode ends, you see this nice view of Gotham and the city lights. And of course, you see the bat signal. And that's it. That's the Penguin. Now, I've seen a lot of people complain about the fact that Batman doesn't show up at all during this show. And look, Matt Reeves has already explained why he kind of felt like having Batman in the show would have been too much of a distraction from Penguin and the characters in this show. I mean, I understand the idea, don't get me wrong, but at the very least, considering everything that happens, because, you know, there's this big explosion that happens at Crown Point, everything that goes on, we probably should have seen Batman for like a second somewhere. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because this show was still fantastic. So much suspense, so much thrills, chills, and very disturbing stuff that goes on that just makes you gripped every single episode. I mean, seriously, there's 8 episodes in this season, and I'll tell you right now, there wasn't one bad episode, at least not for me. I don't think we're going to get another season for this. I think this is just going to be one limited run because this leads right into the Batman Part 2. And who knows, maybe after that movie, maybe then we'll get another Penguin, but that'll be so far down the road. I don't see that really happening. The show has gotten a lot of similarities to one of the greatest shows of all time, The Sopranos, mainly being Tony Soprano and the Penguin being very similar characters. Although I could make the argument that the Penguin is a worse character than Tony Soprano. I think he's just a worse person than Tony Soprano. And that's saying a lot. Tony was not a good guy. It's just that constant reminder that the Penguin will absolutely stop at nothing to get what he wants. And I'm very curious to see how that ends up panning out in the next movie. But either way, that was the Penguin. Please, if you've seen it, let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. And until next time, peace.